Hey, hello and welcome to a bit of a bonus stream. I usually only do these on, one second. I realized I messed something up there with my little overlay. Anyways, welcome I'm calling it a bonus Thursday stream. I usually only do Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but we were doing one more than normal this week. Maybe I'll do another one. I'm feeling good and energetic and inspired. Yeah, we're feeling good. I do have a meeting today, meeting with my, turn that to the right volume. Meeting with my fellow developers. So, today might be a little bit of a shorter one because I do have that meeting to attend. But we're gonna make sure it's still good and productive. And with that, let's just jump straight into it. No need to dilly-dally nor delay. Okay, so brief recap. Yesterday we were working on this area. It's gotten a pretty big makeover from where it used to be back when I made this area. I think like a month or so ago, I designed this on stream, and then I went through and sort of retouched everything. Because I realized I was having an issue where a lot of these challenges, I have a lot of things set up here for the player to do, none of which were that fun, engaging, good, you know? So what I've done is I went through it, took some notes. Where they? There we go. I took these notes right here, which had a couple of things for me to improve on. And basically what I did is I just went through and improved upon pretty much everything. I don't think the area is quite finished yet. Well, I know it's not quite finished yet. There's still a few, major things that need doing. Like, I'm still trying to figure out, well, there's some things that need to be functionally implemented, so that means, like, some things don't properly work in the sense that they don't, they don't increment variables the way that they should, or some things are just a little glitchy, slightly buggy. A lot of things like that to refine. Some areas I think they're still a little weak and could use some improvement, but we'll go over that as well. And a couple areas just still need content at all, because I've got this little house right here. Doesn't really have anything going on with it. And I've got a bunker, which originally was just supposed to be this like long winding passageway, not pathageway. And frankly, it kind of sucks. It's really boring. It's just a hallway. So we're gonna do something a lot more interesting with that. It should be pretty easy to get implemented, because my idea for this area is that it's a little like secret that you go out of your way to find. And that's still a little too straightforward. So let's keep it a little wavy, a little wonky. Because this is an area that's going to be like really zoomed in, and I don't know, I'm blanking for words. It's going to be zoomed in, and like the screen's going to be darkened a bit to give the impression of being someplace spooky. So I want to take advantage of the zoom in and of the darkness to sort of make a more unique challenge. So we're just going to carve out a little bit of a path here. I'll give it some space to work with. Although, one second, I'm just gonna check on one thing. I think I forgot to... Okay, no, we're good. I thought I had forgotten to change my my thumbnail for my YouTube version of the stream, which fortunately I did, because it looked quite bad. It was just a stupid, like, meme image that I used for my banner. But that's all good. Alright. One more thing. Okay. Sorry about the brief delay, I just need to... Okay. Once again, very sorry for the delay. This is, should have done this before stream. Okay, now we're good, we're good. Yeah. Okay. Just about anyways. Sorry, there's a lot of dead air. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing just some work on this. But while I am doing that, there's sort of a subject that has come to mind lately because of a video I saw the other day, and it's kind of interesting, and I wanted to ramble about it a little bit on here. It was about these like courses people would make. It's like, oh, find success on YouTube using, you know, these like algorithm hacks. And so, you know, the brunt of the video was about people who weren't particularly successful online trying to convince you to buy like courses. And you know, the video was sort of an analysis of those sorts of things and pointing out the flaws and the faults and whatnot. And it was an interesting watch, especially due to something that happens in the latter half of the video, where it's really discussing analytics and whatnot. And as a fairly new content creator, I suppose, I think that segment of the video is pretty good to watch. It sort of highlighted that there's a very analytics-driven mindset that pretty much everybody tends to have, especially when they're still new to well, heck, apparently that happens to just about anybody really who makes stuff. Which it was interesting, and it's sort of given me this much, I don't know, it sort of reassured me in the fact that I'm starting out, right? Who knows if this channel is ever going to reach anything particularly noteworthy, right? Like who knows? There's no way to tell. And I think what I should do with that information is realize now that, not even realize, just remember that the reason I want to do this is because I like making video games, and I think that doing the streaming thing is going to help me, one, stick to a consistent schedule of working on it, and two, I mean, I like streaming, and three, it makes me sort of, you know, discuss my thought process of all the decisions I make, so I think it's, you know, it's beneficial for my game stuff, and I'm also just doing it because it's fun. And if I ever lose track of that, and I can't allow myself to lose track of that, and become super, you know, analytics driven, be like, oh, I lost a viewer on this one. It's like, oh no, I gotta start playing like I gotta start doing like super popular games to like try to divert that to the streams, but I don't really want to do that. I mean, you know, I'm obviously not against doing like a gaming stream or anything. I've done those before, but I think it was a very good reminder that being analytically driven when it comes to like making stuff is never gonna be beneficial. And not only is it never gonna be beneficial, it's gonna be directly detrimental, and it's probably gonna get me burned out on doing this in the first place, which would suck because I like doing this because it's fun. So that was sort of that takeaway, and that's something I want to keep in mind with this channel, is that even if there's nobody here, which most of the time there isn't, that's not even really a bad thing. It's just, you know, I'm just doing this for fun and to work on my game and get some good progress done. So it doesn't need to be the I don't need to be the next big Twitch streamer. I don't need to be, you know, it's nice. It's a good mindset to have. Oh hey, welcome Monkey King. I know there's and it's abbreviated, so I want to make sure I'm saying it right there. Things are going good, making good progress. I was just sort of talking about a video I saw. It served as a good reminder to, even as a small, very small channel, to keep my mind on doing stuff that's, you know, doing the fun part of streaming and not worry too much about numbers and whatnot. Okay, cool. Got it. Glad I got the name right there. Okay, so this moves right, up, left, left, and then, so it's gonna go up and then back down. So it's gonna go right, down, left, down, right, down, left. I think that's how it's supposed to. Let's watch this in action. See if it does indeed do what I want it to do. It definitely is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. I'm trying to get it to do this, just like a little up and down, little shape there. What did I do wrong? Okay, so it's gonna go right, up, left, right, left, right, down, left, down, right, down, left. Okay. Cool, I think I fixed it. Fingers crossed? Okay, cool. That was a little bit of a hassle. A slight hassle, just a little one, but it is in order. Let me drop a couple of these guys, so I remember to get their move routes programmed properly. Yeah, so this is like a hidden little bunker area, so it's going to be way more zoomed in. So like this little bit. So since it's one, zoomed in, and two, kind of dark, I want to take advantage of that to have some wacky enemy patterns that are kind of tricky to dodge in the darkness. Okay, so this one's going to be a real wacky pattern. He's going to go left, left, left. So 1, 2, 3, and then he's going to go down. And he's gonna go left, 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 up, up, right, right, right. So right, 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 down, right, 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 up, up. So this guy should be doing a little figure 8 movement. Yeah, look at that, perfect. So I have these like pink bits in just to sort of see what the movement route is going to be like. Makes it a lot easier to do the editing stuff here. But I'm going to get rid of that in the final thing, so you have to like scope out the enemy and really try to figure out their move route. Makes it a little bit trickier. A little more interesting too. Okay, we're going to set this guy to normal speed because I think this pattern's a little bit tighter and it's going to be a little harder to dodge. We'll also put him right here. So this one's gonna go up, up, right, down, 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 and then just up, 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 left, down, down. I think that'll work. Then it's gonna go, so we're now doing this one, so it's gonna go like up, down, a little bit like that. So it's gonna go up, 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 right, down, left, left. Cool. And this guy's gonna go right, right, down, 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 down. Left, 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 up, up, right, up. Alright, lightning round, come on, let's go. Getting all these done. I don't want to keep staring at these numbers and arrows and stuff for forever. Okay, it's gonna go right, 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 down, down. Left, 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 up, up. Cool. Alright, this guy. Come on, speedrun, speedrun. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down, down. 1, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And then 1, 2, 3. Okay. Cool. Left, left, left. Up, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. This guy's gonna go, down, down, down. Right. Up, up, up. Right. Down, down, down. Up, up, up. Left. Wait. Yeah, up, up, left. Down, 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 down. Left. Up, up, up. Got it. Yes. Repeat movement, so I can get him to do the little woggly patterns indefinitely. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want this stuff to be lore-wise, but these are like hidden bunkers with like secret technology hidden away in them, so these would be like security robots or something that would like catch you and then send you back to the start of the area. That's why they're like, you know, patrolling. Alright, wait. No, right, right. Down, down. Left, left. Up, up. There we go. Okay. This one's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, down, down. Down, 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 down. Right. Up, 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 up. Right. Down, 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 down. Up, 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 up. Left. Down, 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 down. Left. Up, 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 up. Okay. So that should be it for the meticulous placing of all the movers. Let's give it a test run first, just to see that everything is indeed functioning. Well, that guy's broken. Well, that guy's broken. Well, everything is indeed not functioning. Okay, so I'm thinking I might make the floor a little bit more of a standout texture. I guess that won't really be an issue in the final thing, since this is going to be like a hand-drawn map. But it's definitely something to keep in mind. This guy's broken too. Okay, I think maybe speedrunning and putting everything down was a bad idea, because now none of it works. There we go. Okay. I think that's decent. Maybe I'll zoom it out a little bit more. Like, so maybe said it's like 2.1? Just a little more, it's a little further out. Okay, so which all broke? I think this guy broke. Okay, so it's gonna go down, 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 right, up, 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 right, down, 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 up, 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 left, down, 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 left, up, up, up. Okay. That one should work now. I think this one broke and this one broke as well. So let's give this one a test run. So it's up, up, right, down, 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 up. Okay, so it seems like for a lot of these I just accidentally hit one too few lefts or downs or ups or rights. It's probably the case for this one too. So it's up, yeah, it's supposed to be up, 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 right, down, down, left, left. Okay, so all these I just forgot like one up, and then they entirely broke them. Okay, well I'm gonna, you know what? Actually, we're gonna cover the whole floor in these. So now it's now it's one, a little easier to see the tiles that you're walking on, and two, now you don't know what the mover it is. You gotta study it yourself. Oop, not options. Go away. Yeah, it's like, whoa, this is all erratic. I don't even know where to begin. It's a little interesting. Okay, so you got this guy. It's like, okay, you gotta study up on where's he moving. So you can figure out something like that. And it looks like everything's working now, too, which is good. This is working a lot better than I thought it would. I think that not seeing where they're going is... Oop! I got hit. Yeah, it sends all the way back. That's kind of harsh, but I think I like it. It really will make you more cautious, which is good for this sort of which I think works pretty well for this this sort of area, especially where it's like this dark, hidden away laboratory where it's like, you know, it's not supposed to be too welcoming. Looks very nice. Hey, thank you. Yeah, I've been really nervous a lot of the time about if a lot of these things will be fun or not, but the more that I've gone into, like, testing, the more comfortable I've been with thinking that a lot of this stuff will end up being pretty fun. At the very least, it'll be pretty distinctive from a lot of other RPG Maker games, and hopefully it can surpass a lot of, like, the, you know, your standard RPG Maker asset using ones with, like, the pretty basic combat systems, and, like, if I can count myself among the likes of, like, a Hylix or a Lisa, that's the goal. Like, if I can make something as good as either of those two, that would be excellent. It's probably, like, two of my biggest inspirations, because they're just, like, you know, they're games made in such a limiting engine, but they're so, like, I don't know, awesome. Just make me feel very... Whenever I think about those or play those, it's just one of those things that makes me so excited about games, because they're just so cool and, like, different and fun and cool and different and fun, even. Okay, so I did notice one thing. I think I accidentally had a switch set in place. Yeah, I do. Okay, so I accidentally set up a thing on all of these guys that I left from my previous code, where if an enemy is defeated, well, if you run into one of these, it goes away. Which I don't want to happen. I would much prefer that these stick around, so the challenge remains constant. You know, it doesn't get easier by failing more times, which, I mean, the more you fail, the easier something being. Not a bad idea in concept, but I think that less encourages you getting, you know, you mastering the mechanics, and more so encourages you just failing a lot until eventually you could just walk through easy peasy. Yeah, so I think I'm going to zoom it out a little bit more, because I think the visibility limitation is a neat twist on things. It makes you think about how you approach the scenario just a touch differently. But I don't know. I think it could still use some refinement, so it's a little bit less cumbersome, because I could see some scenarios where, like, you run headfirst into an enemy. Oop. Oh, I clicked on the little Windows tab, and now I learned about investments. Cool. Yeah, it'll be interesting trying to figure out what we want this area to look like. I was saying this earlier, but I've got a meeting today with my other two team members. So we're going to be discussing what we've been working on, various other things for CoolZone. Whoa. Let's run headfirst into that guy. I'll probably be talking about some of this stuff too. See what they think. Okay. Cool. So sneak past that guy. You can observe this guy's pattern. Just slip on through. Maybe I'll add... Okay, here's something I'm thinking I might do, is I like having these guys be a little harder to tell where they are, like not having a strict path, so you have to figure out the pattern yourself. I think that's more fun. But maybe some sort of indicator that an enemy is coming up, because since this area is a lot more zoomed in and your visibility is a lot more limited, having some slight indicator that there's going to be danger lets the player know to slow down, which I think could help. Working with the team is nice. It is. I've got working with two of my friends. One of whom is doing the art stuff. Well, you can tell which things that he's done and which things are just placeholder assets I whipped up. Like the battle screen's a good indicator of showing where the visual priorities lie. Like, yeah, you can see that there's a lot more stuff going on here visually. And then I've got another friend who's doing the music stuff, sound effects, stingers. And he's probably going to be managing the social media stuff as well once we feel like we've got a good product ready to show. At least something ready to show for our, hopefully, Kickstarter. That's maybe what we're thinking. You know, however long it takes before we have a product that we feel is presentable. Which, who knows how long that could take. I remember my initial hope was to have a solid demo out before summer ended, before I went back to school. Which I'm going back in just over a month. I think August 22nd is when I'm back. So, with how things are going now, all of this stuff here that I've got going on is about 2-3 months of pretty concerted, solid effort on this, and it's still like nowhere near being a complete demo. So we'll see how long it takes for this game to be completed. I have my doubts that it's gonna be quick. In fact, I would say it's a little depressing to say, but I feel like even just like this fairly small demo that is just like it's not like that large of a demo. It's just this screen into this screen. Well, this is the revised one, but it's not. This isn't finished yet. It's still very empty. Into this little bridge. You go into the tree here. You get this cool like bit on the inside of this like area with all these like sub rooms, and you get like a cool little tournament battle. Where am I? Yeah, you get a cool little tournament battle in here, and then you climb a bunch of different floors of stairs, and you get the boss. It's simple. It's a small area. Like, I can't imagine this demo is going to be much more than an hour in length, but it is going to take so stinking long. Remember I was talking to my fellow team members, and one of the our projections was that the game would take somewhere around, I think we said about a year from now, which it's just not ideal for me. I really wish we could be able to get a product out a little bit sooner, but you can't rush these sort of things, as I'm sure you're all aware. The famous Miyamoto quote that everybody spams on Twitter, where it's a rushed game is forever bad, but a delayed game is eventually good. That quote. It is true. Just a little overplayed. Okay. So we've got this room right here. What I'm gonna do is... Okay, this is gonna be a little tricky, a little bit on the trickier side. But I want to put a cool puzzle in here, like a neat little puzzle where you have to get to this. It's true, I've been working on my game for about 1.5 years. Yeah, that's just how it goes. That's the thing about video games, is that they have a terrible ratio of time put into something to time it, that it's gonna take somebody to get through it. Just how it goes. Kinda makes me wish I had started a little bit sooner, because I've been making games since I was like 13. But I haven't really had a concerted, solid effort on one project until a few months ago. I only could work like a few hours a week on it, so maybe... Yeah, it's unfortunate that time is so limited like that. That's why I'm really trying to take advantage of my summer vacation right now, and just really focus on getting a lot of progress done, because once school starts, time to work on this is not going to be plentiful. I mean, even when I have time to work on it, I'm probably going to be, like, exhausted. Yeah, another 1 to 2 years. It's just thinking about how long it's going to take for all that to be done. Kind of depressing sometimes. But that's just how it goes. Sometimes you just gotta put your nose to the grindstone and spend a couple years working on one project. I mean, I guess that's the thing, though, is if you're gonna spend that long on something, might as well ensure that every element of it within your control is of quality. So you don't just have some lazy, lame product that's, if you're gonna spend this long working on it, you gotta really, that's like your motivation to really ensure that it's as good as possible. At least that's how I try to think about it. Okay, so, enough talking about grand scale things, back to making this stinking game so that it can finally be finished, eventually, in a year, maybe. So, the goal is simple. The player's just gonna try to get to this button. So, I'm trying to think of a simple puzzle where you have these little boxes, and all you gotta do is push the boxes out of the way to get to the button. That's it. That's all you gotta do. There's also gonna be like there's gonna be a mini boss hiding out in here who will like sneak attack you. But as long as I put a place for that guy to like be hiding, then it's not really a concern. Okay, so let's make like a little side room right here. This is where the boss guy is gonna be hiding, because it's like a misunderstanding. He's like, he thinks you're one of the bad guys, so he attacks you. So we'll put like 2 boxes right there, so that this way the door is impassable, because you can't push 2 boxes at once. And we'll just get a little placeholder graphic for this guy. Let's use the big Dorbo sprite. Not even just the big Dorbo sprite, the old version of the sprite. It's gonna be like a conductor guy, so he's hiding out in here. Okay. So, the way I kind of like to do puzzle design is to just like work backwards. So let's say something like this, right? This is a pretty, like, simplistic, pretty easy puzzle to solve. The solution is just to, you know, this is like a basic Zelda puzzle. You just gotta push, like, this over, and then this down, and then you're good to go. But we can make this a little bit more complicated in a couple of ways. Let's say we do something like that. Now you got a little bit more of a... It's a very small tweak, but it slightly changes the solution. Not much, so I'm gonna probably have to just do a lot of trial and error to get this to work. Because, like, you can still just do this. You know, and you get to the button. What if I put something like right here? Well, actually, no, that's... What if I do... What if I do this? No, not right there. What if I do this? How about that? Oh, well. Okay, turns out it's still very easy. Okay. So, it's tricky, right? Because I've found in my experience of studying up on good puzzle game design, usually the difference between what makes a really, really good puzzle, what makes a really good puzzle from a just kind of okay puzzle is like a pretty minute difference. Which, you know, it can make things kind of tricky, kind of annoying. So, So I think what I've just made here is still too simplistic, so maybe we'll just get a slightly different base. Okay, so I took notes, and like right here, one of my notes was that I think that there should be a clear indication of what your goal is in any given puzzle. So how do we do that in this circumstance? I guess the easiest way would be to... Maybe if it's something like you see the goal straight away, and then it's just sort of figuring out how to get there by reverse engineering the solution. Maybe I should stray away from puzzles too much, because I think puzzles are really fun and can add a lot to a game, but I am just no good at making them. Like, I've really tried, like, I've studied up on puzzles, and I've, like, tried to make a bunch of them, but I can't ever quite get there to a point where I feel like I have one that's really satisfying. I'm gonna keep trying for the sake of this demo. Like, I wanna at the very least have this little project done. This test. To see if it is fun or not, even if they are kind of simple and basic. But I don't know. I might feel like scaling back puzzles a little bit, just so I don't have to deal with trying to figure out how they work. Like, I feel like it's much easier in my brain to make action bits than puzzle bits. I don't know why, but I guess just something in my brain registers it as being challenging to get a good puzzle going. Maybe it's just because of how innately complex a lot of puzzle games are. I mean, I don't want to make a game that's like on the same tier of, like, this is still just too basic. I don't want to make anything near the complexity of, say, Steven's Sausage Roll. If you're familiar with that game, it was made by probably somebody evil, I would imagine, because that game is just so hard to play. It is insanely difficult, but it's a very well designed puzzle game. Point is, I don't want my game to be anything particularly complex, at least not that complex. I want anybody to be able to pick this up and enjoy it. I don't want it to be. I don't want to make a game that's only for, like, psychotic people who can do any puzzle. See, it might just be better if I stick to the action stuff, because I feel like that's what I'm a lot better at. But I still need to push myself outside my comfort zone. You know, it's important to do both, I think. To do something that you feel like you're better at, and then try something new and different. So I got this little room where I had some test ideas. Oops. So let me test these out and see if I have any good. If these are any good. Maybe I could try using one of these little ideas I had. Okay, this one's not half bad. You do something like that? That's not bad. That kind of works. That's not bad either. These are like some decent puzzles. Maybe I was a little excessively worried, but actually, these did take me like a couple hours just to come up with these really simplistic puzzles. Well, whatever. Maybe I'll. I'm just thinking this is kind of an important subject, I think, to figure out, because the strength of the puzzles, like, I feel like the puzzles should only really be here if they feel pretty fun to do, and at this point they just kind of don't. Whatever. I don't think I'm in the best spot to do that bit right now. I forgot I put this text box in. I use this to test out, like, shaking text. Okay, so what I'm gonna do before, just to get a little clear of the head, is I'm gonna go through this whole map I made yesterday, and we're just gonna test it out and see if it's fun. Because from what I recall, it was. But I want to get a double check. Okay, cool. And this is all going to be playing after an explicit, like, tutorial on. Oops, I got caught. I should make that guy a little slower. It's a little too difficult, I think. I've got a good little tutorial section in place that'll be a good way for me to try out some stuff and make sure the player knows what they're doing. Ooh, dang it. It was reckless. Okay. Sorry, I was just checking something. I kind of want to do some more research on other RPG Maker games to sort of see what, I guess, for lack of a better word, what the competition is like. So, Monkey King, I've been meaning to check out some of your streams, but I don't tend to watch a ton of Twitch, which I've been meaning to. It should be good research for doing this. But I was wanting to ask if you could think of, like, some more recent popular like RPG Maker games, because I played like a lot of the big ones like Amori, Lisa, Hylics, but I kind of want to see what else other people are doing. Although not so much to really see. I guess I'm in a spot where I quite like what I'm doing, but I like where I'm at with game development, but I want to see what other people are up to. I'm just curious. Mostly work in Unity, don't really see too many puzzle or RPG Maker games. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's something I've sort of noticed, is I feel like there's a lot of stuff you can do in RPG Maker that doesn't quite get utilized. Like, I don't really see many people using the, using, like, the Frogger kind of game mechanics that I'm using here. Like, I'm sure there are some, but usually from what I've played, it's like something that'll just sort of walk around, and if you walk into it, it'll hit you, rather than specifically made patterns like this to dodge. Which that could be a good distinction. Okay, now I remember how to get through this pattern. It's a little tricky. There we go. There we go. And then get out. Cool. Yeah, I mean, a lot of this works, I think. Yeah. Most RPG Maker games focus more on engaging battle systems. Yes, that is a very important element, to be sure. Which is why I made a whole like combat prototype to test it out. It was a good choice because I feel pretty confident in my battle system. It's certainly not finished, but it's got enough complexity to it to the point where it's not. I don't think it's excessively complicated or anything. But it allows for a lot of creativity, depth. You know, it allows you to approach battles in a variety of ways that are viable, but still challenging enough. You know, it's not too easy neither. But it's good because I feel like I'm in a spot where I'm figuring out a pretty solid idea of what I want this game to be like. But it's a little nerve-wracking because it means I've sort of gotten to the part of game development where it's going to be a lot of fine-tuning, I feel, from a lot of this point onwards. Which, I just find a little nerve-wracking. Because I feel like that's where I think you make the difference from like a 7 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10 to possibly a 9 out of 10. Though, you know, realistically, my first full game, probably not going to be an 8 or a 9, but that's what I'm gunning for. I'll try to make it as good as we can. Ah, dang it, I was so close to getting that puzzle. I like that one a lot. That one's really fun. It sort of makes you dodge the patterns just to get the box out of the way. Ooh. There we go. Can't shoot for anything less. Takes too long to do anything half-assed. Yeah, that's pretty much my exact thoughts. Yeah. It's so much of an investment that there's no point in doing it unless you're gonna really, really give it your all on every single element. But yeah, more so what I was saying is since it's my first game, I feel like it's not likely to be the strongest of games because there's a lot of things I just probably won't realize until the game's finished, or I'll just get better at and improve on over time with. So, I'm saying my prospects are probably a little bit limited in that sense. Ooh, okay, so I got hit by that enemy. Do I really want to... Okay. Here's the next thing that I really need to get done. And it's going to be probably really annoying to implement. We're going to call this enemy counter. So the way that this game is set up is that we want to encourage the player to avoid fighting enemies, at least fighting regular enemies. That means that the combat will be focused mostly on fighting mini-bosses and big bosses, which, from my testing experience, those are, like, by far and away the most fun, like, types of combat encounters. Because 1, no random encounters means that you're going to be going through the game at a much quicker pace. 2, means that the combat encounters have a lot more variety. 3, makes it a lot harder for them to get stale. And 4, it means that dodging enemies here, it makes the exploration and I call it like the Frogger-esque gameplay of like avoiding enemies as they move around the map. It makes that element of the gameplay a lot more enjoyable. So what I'm going to do is set up a counter that will increment. And once you reach the end of the area, it'll tally up how many times you've been hit by an enemy. And the better you do, the less enemies that you'll have to... The fewer enemies that you hit, the better your reward will be. Yeah. I don't know why I stumbled over my words there, but it's simple concept. So this is gonna be an... Actually, no, we don't need to have this thing set up. We'll put like something right here behind where the door is gonna go, and we'll call this the clear check. And we're gonna set up a variable called. We'll put it in like right here. Enemies hit. Oh, it looks like it says enemies shit. Haha, that's funny. So what this will do is it'll check that variable. If enemies hit equals 0, and be like, wow, you didn't hit a single enemy. And we're gonna add some shake to it, so it looks all, woo, cool. Wow, you didn't hit a single enemy. Enjoy your reward of +3 pieces of scrap, which is like the currency that you can use to buy cool upgrades. Ooh, I still need to figure out how the upgrade system is gonna work. I entirely forgot about that. Shoot. That is... I can't believe it's taken me this long to realize that I have not thought about how upgrading your characters is going to work. Because it's not a traditional level-up system by getting EXP. It's going to work a little differently than that, but I didn't even really think it through fully. Okay, well, that's a problem for, pretty soon, actually. That's kind of an urgent thing to figure out, actually. I should probably implement a merchant or something into this area. Because that's something that I do need to test as well. Although, this is the exploration prototype, and I made a combat prototype and an exploration prototype. So if what I do is I sort of combine those, and I make the combat in the exploration prototype the way it should be, I implement a merchant and stuff, and start fleshing things out a little more, then I can use that as a version to test if the skills work. Because I'm thinking I might want to use... like a Paper Mario sort of system, where you have like different things that you can equip to change what your skills are like. So you can sort of change your build around a bit, by like finding collectibles. And I like that idea. So I might try something like that. It might be a little hard to implement. We'll see. It might also just not fit the style of what I'm trying to do all too well. But that is something we can do in testing. Yeah, so anyways, if you didn't get hit, then you get 3 pieces of scrap. And control variables. Enemies hit. Wait, no. Where is it? Oh, wait, it's not a variable. Gold. Increase by 3. If enemies hit is... greater than or equal to 1. So if it's above... Okay, so we're going to create an else branch. What I want to do is if you get if you get hit 0 times, you get like a special thanks, but you don't need to do that. As long as you get hit less than 3 times total, well, 3 or less times, then you get a bonus. Maybe you get hit 4 and 5 times, you get a small bonus. I just don't want to encourage people to like save scum and then like play the whole thing over and over until they've completely mastered it. So this is going to be about finding a way to make sure that I don't encourage unfun, repetitive gameplay. So if enemy's hit is greater than or equal to 3. So if it's above, no, 4. Okay, so wow. Uh-oh. You got hit. This is where the variable goes. Let me go to control variables. Where is it? Variable 41, okay. So we'll put variable 41 times. Guess I can't give you a special reward. Okay, cool. And then, you know, obviously instead of being a 0, it will be a, it'll be the actual value of the times you got hit. But if it is not greater than or equal to 4, so if it is less than 4, so if it's 3 to 0, but not 0, hold on. So we'll make the event delete itself first. Man, I'm so bad at programming that even with something like this that's super simple, that isn't even like really programming, it kind of hurts my head. Okay, so it'll be something like, you only got hit here's a bonus of +2 scrap. And then we control self switch, cool, change gold by 2. Alright, cool. So we've got the oh, you didn't hit an enemy. You didn't hit a single enemy. You get the 3 bonus. You get hit more than that. If you get hit more than whatever. Let's see if this works by putting this on a couple enemies. So this will battle process, and it will also where is it? I am blind. I've been using this engine for 210 hours, and I'm still like forgetting where things are. So it's gonna add 1 to enemy's hit. Oops. And what we're gonna have to do is, because I forgot to do this earlier, I'm gonna have to manually add this to every single one of these enemies. I really wish I had remembered to do this earlier. It would really cut down on the time spent Control-C-ing, Control-V-ing. So I do have something that I made for testing purposes. It's under common events. I think, yeah, it's like jump. Remember I had it mapped to page up? Is that what it was? Yeah. Where what it would do is common events are yes. I need to use common events more, quite frankly. I have a lot of times when I don't. And I really probably should. Is it E, Q? Here it is, yeah. Okay, so I can press the Q button to bring up a text box, which I like having, because I can just change whatever I need in that text box. So what I mostly use it for is something like this, where it'll return the value of that variable so that I can double check that it's incrementing properly. Which is a much, much needed and very, very useful feature to have in place. In general, I feel like there's probably a lot of things I could do to be speeding up my time, which I think is worth trying to do more of. Like I could, I'm two minds of it a lot of the time, because I could just run a common event for a lot of these enemies, right, where it'll like control itself switch, do everything, yada yada, brings up switches and variable logs. Yes, it does do that. I just, for some reason, I like using stuff like this. But I haven't really looked fully into that, so I should probably investigate that before I look further into that. Okay, so that should be all good and working. Let me check the F9 menu, to see if I should probably be just using this instead. Oh, wow. Yep, no, it totally does. I thought I checked this before, but I definitely haven't. Well, thank you for telling me about this. This makes a lot of debugging stuff so much easier. Why did I not know about this earlier? And I've been using. I should really like look through the manual sometime, because I've been using this engine for 200 hours, and there's still things like that that are hugely helpful that I just have not checked. Hey, it incremented correctly. It's at 1. 1. Using it for a long time, and there's still stuff I'm learning. Yeah. Wait, what? It won't give me the reward. I got hit once. Maybe it's a coding issue. Probably is. Makes me just kind of realize that I've... I don't know. I feel like I should probably study up on this stuff a little bit more, just even if it's just like finding some tips and tricks to speed up how long it takes to do stuff. When either dev says a YouTube video for tips and tricks, you want the link. Yes! I will definitely take a look at that later. Anything to sort of help speed up the process here and there. This game's gonna take long enough to come out as is. Okay, so... if enemies hit is greater... Wait. Is that less than? I think that's less than. I think I picked less than. Did I? I can never remember if the facing... which one's greater than, which one's less than. Okay, well let's try this again. I guess we can try what happens if I do it at 0. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I really like the little effect that the shake text can add there. Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna have that on my little sidebar, and I'll check that out after the stream. Thank you for sending that my way. Oh, it played some text again. It definitely shouldn't do that. The variable also didn't display correctly in that text box. Oh, I forgot the /. What? Oh. /v, there we go. Okay, so... oh, okay, because it's running this, and then it's running this. And if you did 0, it's obviously... If you got hit 0 times, then it's obviously going to be also true that you hit less than 4. So it'll give you both of the bonuses when you should only be getting the perfect bonus. I know there's a way to... I forget where it is. There's like... it's like... a way to instantly end processing. Is it exit event processing? ends running events. Is that it? Break loop. Escape synchronous loop. Okay, let's go with the exit. And see if that makes it work. Well, now that I have that extremely handy F9 menu that I really should have been using, well, I've still got a good use for this. And instead of incrementing, instead of just showing you the value, it will increment the value by 1. So I can control it without having to like run into an enemy. Yeah, just an easier way to test out the debug stuff. So it'll just add by 1, and then show you the number. Okay, so we're going to press Q, so we're at... Oop. Wait, 0. Didn't hit a single enemy. Okay, well, it worked there, at least. That text box thing worked. Oh, I didn't even check what variable it was incrementing. It just increased a totally arbitrary different value from what we were going for. Okay. Now, if we hit Q, we're at 1. If we do it, then only get hit 1 times. Cool. And we're going to go back to the title screen, and we're going to run it again. But now we're going to go. Oop. Now we're doing 3 times. Not 3 times. Like I did 3 times, use a bonus plus 2 scrap. Perfect. And we're gonna run it one more time, just to see what happens if we are above the threshold for the bonus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get hit 5 times. Guess I can't give you a special reward. Cool. That worked pretty good. I'm gonna change up the text a little bit though, and I'm gonna do something like. So let's see, 2, I think. Yeah, there we go. So that's a little larger. We're gonna change it back to normal. Sweet. And perfect. So now the text is going to look a little bit nicer. It's going to be nice and big and have some color where appropriate. Wow, you didn't hit a single enemy. Enjoy your reward of +3 pieces of scrap. Yeah, and you get the little wavy text on the bottom too, and you get the shaky on top, wavy on bottom. Kind of nice. So let's spruce up the other text while we're here. You got hit. Let's make this. Let's make this shake. And we will stop shake and decrease the size. So let's see how that looks. That should look kind of nice. Just got to increment. Wait, why did the stop shake not work? I mean, I kind of like it all shaking, but how do I make it stop shaking? Reset shake, not stop shake. Okay, that's easy. But like I said, I like having it shake like that, so we're gonna get rid of this. Guess I can't give you a special reward. And now we want to edit this last one. We'll have shake, like it 41 times. Not 41 times, but the variable 41 times. Reset shake. Here's a bonus of like this colored too. And we're going to color that. There we go. And it should shake properly. So let's increment by 1 and give it a test. Let me get hit 1 time. eggs. Here's a bonus of +2 scrap. Okay, that works pretty good. Okay, well I was kind of expecting that to be more of a headache than it actually was, but that was fine. Oh yeah, I forgot I made the entire map traversable, so you can just like walk straight through like the entire game. At least the entire. You can walk through the layout of the entire game. Oop, too loud. Yeah, so you can walk through the layout of pretty much just about everything. But here's one massive, major, huge, gigantic, very large, big problem. I kind of made a lot of this layout in mind before I did my testing properly, and it's really unfortunate, because it kind of means that a lot of this is... I wouldn't say bad, but I wouldn't say good. I mean, this bit's cool, where you're gonna be like walking around the outside of the tree, you're gonna get like a cool battle or something. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I'm gonna do with this. But the way that it's laid out and structured is kind of boring. I mean, obviously I haven't really put the enemies or the puzzles or anything into place quite yet, so it's not the best example, but it really just needs some work. It's not all the way there yet. Well, nothing is all the way there yet, but this stuff more so is not there yet. Okay, what else do I need to... yeah. So there's something else that I need to get working that's been kind of a massive pain. So, for some reason, whenever I load a map, it seems that these buttons down here, which... The goal of this map is to hit one button up here, one button over here, one button down here, and then one button in here. Upon doing that, this gate to the inside of the big tree area will unlock. So, you know, pretty simple. Forces you to scavenge every corner of the map. Really have to explore it. So, simple enough concept, right? But in practice, I'm having a bit of a tough time getting it to work the way I want it to. There's a weird glitch that I don't know why it happens. But for some reason... Actually, we're going to shift these guys over just to make testing this a little easier. For whatever reason, whenever I start a map... Yeah, you hear that? Did you hear that little door switch sound? It might have been too quiet to hear. But for some reason, it increments... It automatically presses all of the buttons down for a second and then releases them. Which is not very good for my cause, because what I want to happen is that once you press the switch down, then it will... Like, once you press the switch down, it will stay pressed down for forever. Because a lot of the other puzzles, they're supposed to work is that you'll have multiple chests. So you have to have all of the correct, boxes on the correct buttons for it. Oh, I didn't set the teleport destination of the switch correctly. Anyways, yeah, so what I need to do is figure out a way to either stop RPG Maker from automatically pressing all the switches down, and then find a way to keep them so that they are pressed. So if they are both being held down, then increase multi-press by 1. And then control self-switch A. I think that's all. Okay, I think I could probably simplify some of this stuff down a little. Like, I think I could try getting rid of the else branch here. And get rid of the else branch here. And then if self-switch A is on, then it'll just control a variable? Maybe that's all I need to do? We're gonna go with multi-hit. Not multi-hit, multi-press. Where is it? Multi-press, there we go. Add 1 to multi-press. And that's variable 101. Okay. So what we're gonna do is also go to common events, debug, and we're gonna set it to display me the value of 101. That is a strange issue because it should all be off first. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm assuming it's something like that, where for whatever reason it's, however I've done it, it's briefly starting it by, yeah, see, it pressed down again. Maybe it was just the sound effect playing? Because I didn't see it. Okay, so... What? Oh no. Look at that, it's just constantly increasing. Oh no. Oh, wait, no, I get it. I see what's happening here. So what it's doing is that it's constantly increasing the value of multi-press, which is supposed to just be something that increments whenever a switch is being pressed down. You know, simple enough, basic logic. But what I have it doing right now is that it'll switch it over to that state, and then it will constantly be pressing the button down. So, I think I fixed that now. So, currently at 0. That 1. And then if I reset... Yep, it's still pressed down, value's still 1. Perfect, look at that. I was so concerned that would be difficult to figure out, and I just did it in like 5 minutes. Easy peasy. Okay, now for the rest of it. Alright, so for this, we can just delete all that. Stop switch A. Get rid of the else branch. We don't need it. Get rid of the else branch. We just don't need it. And then it controls multi-press, increments by 1, self-switch A, boom. Alright, let's keep going. Let's keep... Actually, probably test this first, shouldn't I? Although... Nah. I'll get it set up for all of them individually, and then I'll run around to each spot, hitting them up, and making sure it all increments correctly. Increments as intended. So we'll set a conditional where if variable multi-press is greater than or equal to 4, then the door goes away. Easy peasy. Get rid of that else branch. We do not need it. Get rid of that else branch. Get rid of that. Just delete all that. Set it to self-switch A. And self-switch A. And now for the storage shed. Get rid of this. Get rid of the else branch. Get rid of the else branch. And then multi-press. Add 1. Self-switch A. Self-switch A. Oh, wait, actually I can delete that. Self-switch A. Cool. So I think that should really be... That should do it. Quite frankly. Well, it's probably gonna take a hot second to test it all. So here we go. Looks like the door forward is blocked. You need to find yada yada yada. 2. Wait, what? What? Why is it already? Why is it pressed down already? That's not supposed to be like that. Why is it pressed down already? What did I do wrong? Huh? What the heck is going on with you? Yeah, look at that. It's just automatically being pressed down. What? Why? Okay, well, let's... Not really... I'm not a fan of that. I thought I had it figured out. I thought I had cracked the code and figured out the solution, but I suppose not. Let's not get the button down here. I'm not even trying to avoid enemies. I'm just running straight into him. Cool. Okay, so... Let me... It's currently at... Wait, why is it at 2? Why is the value at 2? Why is it at 2? It shouldn't be at 2. Why is it at 2? I don't know why this is giving me a headache and a half. I still need to slow that guy down. Before I forget. Okay, so that button works. I don't know why the others aren't working. Did I do something wrong? I mean, I must have, right? Like, what did I do? What did I do differently with this one that I... So now it should be a 3? So, okay, for some reason, I guess I did something differently with this button that I didn't... Something I did here that I didn't do for the other 2 buttons, and they're getting pressed down immediately. Like the yellow button's probably being pressed down right now. I could only guess. I guess I'll just have to go check it out. Huh. Oops. I almost got it there. Yeah, this is one of the things that I do run into, is... I kind of tend to have issues when I try to solve it. Yeah, that's being pressed down already. Like, why? What did it... It shouldn't be incremented. Did I forget to remove something that I didn't forget with the other 2, maybe? Maybe some sort of miscalculation with one of the variables, where, like, I just have something in a slightly wrong spot, then it's sort of screwing everything over? Okay, let's check the last one. To see if that's... No worries, there are plenty of logical issues that everyone runs into. Yeah, I mean... I've heard a lot of jokes from, like, in my programming class, that it's, like, 5% coding and then 95% just fixing all the bugs. I'm more so irritated because I thought I had come up with a clever solution and I'd, like, fixed something that I thought would be hard, and then it immediately broke. There we go. So it should be at 4. Okay. So it is. It's a 4. But for a reason I cannot comprehend, it's not working. Let me go back to the door, so I can at least test that. The door should be open now. And I'm hoping that at least that works. Okay, the door's gone. Perfect. Been coding for 10 years now, so it's rare to see bugs these... Oh, well. I'm sure it's nice once you're at that point. I'm certainly far from that. And, maybe that's just what they were telling us in class to make us feel less bad about how long it took us to, like, fix simple issues a lot of the time. I will say, I am very excited about the day that once... Well, you know, you never know how successful something's going to be, but you kind of have to optimistically be thinking that it is going to be successful. So, in that optimistic future where this game is nice and successful and I'm able to work on games full-time, I'm very excited about the day that I can hire a programmer. So I don't have to, 1, have to be limited by RPG Maker, and 2, I can just do the game design stuff, which for me is way more fun. That is a very exciting prospect, because I've got a composer and an artist I'm working with, but no programmer. But, you know, that's just another thing to think about when we expand our efforts into something... I don't know, my toothpick. Something we can use to expand our efforts past CoolZone. Okay, so, time to fix these buttons. This one works. This one, it doesn't. But why? This code looks just about identical. So why is it... Huh? Why is this not working? Like, this is the same code. But it's, for some reason... Huh? It's a bit... I can't even put into words, because I'm trying to figure out what the problem is. I don't even really know where to begin. Is there any like elements I've forgotten about? I don't think so. I'm gonna set, just to make the testing stuff a little bit easy. Blue box variables on startup. Okay, cool. That's probably a good suggestion, yeah. Okay, so green press, okay, so all the switches for things being pressed are off. Which is good, because we're not worrying about that now. Multi-press is at 2, so those are being pressed down again. Okay, so... red button X and Y. Okay. So red box X is 25, and the Y is 80, and that's 14 and 80? Okay, so that looks correct. Yellow box X and Y. Yeah, I mean, the variables aren't the same. So I don't know why it's automatically pressing, because there shouldn't ever be a point where they're instantaneously on the same position. Like for blue box X and blue box Y, it's on 21, 21. And then the X and Y is, for the button, is 33, 22. So the variables aren't overlapping, so I don't know why it's pressing it automatically. Because, like, this should only be getting pressed down if the box X and the button X and the box Y and button Y. So if the X and Y values for both the box and the button are the same, it should get pressed down. And it'll only trigger if they both are at the same, but it's, for some reason, still activating. What updates those values? I've got this guy right here. Wait, no, that's not it. Here it is. I got this program called the Puzzle Check. Yeah, actually, maybe it's worth checking to see if there's anything wrong I did here. What this does is that it's just an auto-run parallel process event that is constantly updating the X and Y values of the boxes and buttons and whatnot. So it's clearly accurately tracking the X and Y values of the box and button, of red box and red button. But for some reason, yellow box and yellow button are... Maybe there's something going wrong there. I'm not seeing any issues in how this is... I don't really see any issues in why this shouldn't be working. I mean, obviously it isn't, but... Obviously it's not working, but I can't find what the issue is. Yellow button X equals map X of yellow button. Yeah. Should be, you know, yellow button X, map X of event yellow button. What if I just tried, like, this is probably not gonna fix it, but, like, maybe it's something weird, like, because it's starting on the same, like, same X coordinate but different Y coordinate? No, that definitely didn't fix it at all.
I just got comboed. Slip into my chair. Huh. Because from what I see, and what's updating it is the same as the red one. The individual code is the same as the red one. So I don't see any reason why it's not. Control variables, multi-press, +1, control stuff switch A. I really need to know why this one is getting activated, and the other one isn't. So I'm gonna move this stuff out of the way, and I'm gonna set up a little event, just so I can debug this a little quicker. Just gonna transfer the player to, like, right here. So we'll have a little warp back and forth between the two of them. Okay, so this... You know what? I'm gonna try this. Sometimes it works. I'm gonna be real mad if this works. I heard the button getting pressed again. I don't think it worked. No, it didn't work at all. Darn it, I was kind of hoping it would just... I could just do that and it would work. This is stupid. This is beaving me off, it tells you. I don't know why it's randomly, like, getting activated. Because clearly it's getting activated once. Somehow, it thinks that those variables are the same. Somehow. I don't know why. I don't know how. But it's doing it. Okay, what if... Maybe it's something weird about, like, just upon map start. So what if I make it wait, like, 60 seconds? Not 60 seconds. 60 frames. Like, maybe it's just, like, some weird thing where it randomly... No? Why is this one pressed down now? What is going on? No, this is just making it worse. So, for some reason, waiting made it even worse? What if I make it, like, infinite? Okay, well, not infinite, but, like, a good couple minutes. Or, like, a minute. And it's just getting pressed down immediately. So I can't... Making it wait longer is not fixing it at all. So maybe it's the opposite issue. Maybe instead of... I don't really know where to begin with this. Maybe it's... Okay, so the only difference I can see with all of this is that the red box and red button is above the yellow button, blue box, whatever, all that stuff. So maybe if I change the position of it, then... Because, like, maybe... Here's my theory. I think that maybe it's got some weird glitch where it'll activate it for, like, a brief moment upon loading the map. But it doesn't occur. But so, like... Okay, I'm trying to think about how to word this. Yeah, so what I'm thinking it might be is that for that... Before the map loads, or at least before a lot of it properly loads, it'll run these variables, but it only has time to set these, and then these are just kind of wonky. ID of this event is 58. What do you mean? Loads events in order from one day. Okay, how can I change the event ID numbers? Can I shift them around? Is that possible? Because I guess I copy pasted this one in pretty late. Yeah, is there a way to... Is there a way to, like, change the event ID easily? Or copy-paste events to reorder them. I think it's the best way. Yeah, okay. So, like, if I do that, it's not going to reorder it, but now it's still IDO5. It's easy to do an MZ. Well... Yeah, I'm not using MZ, unfortunately. Using MV. Probably should have moved on to MV, but I'm gonna check the I'm gonna check the forums. I'm gonna scour. By the way, thank you very much for the assistance. I appreciate that quite a bit. You've been giving me a lot of good suggestions today and advice. RPG Maker MB change event ID. Oh wait, is this somebody saying that they don't run an event ID order? Okay, so maybe what it does is that it doesn't let the or maybe in like MZ. Yeah, maybe in NZ it runs an event ID order, which is why it lets you change them around. GMaker MV force event to load first, maybe? Something like that. No, that's not working. Shoot. This is a bit of a pickle, isn't it? Alright, well... Time to throw stuff at the wall and see if anything works. I'm gonna set the starting position player right here, and maybe if I, like, enter the map, like, maybe if I don't load directly into the map, and instead... No! Dang it, it didn't! Wait, no, that one's not even working! Come on, dude! It's probably the loudest I've been on stream. I mean, not particularly loud, but... I'm getting real peeved. I just don't know why this is not working at all. There's... See, it wasn't an issue when, like, when I was doing this earlier, but it is a big issue now. Okay, so for whatever reason, whenever I load the map, it forcibly runs all the events. I guess, for some reason. And I don't know I don't even know where that's coming from, so it's hard to approach it and figure out the solution. Huh. This is a fine kerfuffle I found myself in. It looks like now that not even the red one's working properly now. Which sucks. Well, if I get rid of the weight. No. All your variables are 0, so some are getting triggered, but it is strange that they don't all get triggered. What ID number are the ones that are working? Okay, so for some, if there's any amount of weight, then the red one doesn't work, but it does otherwise. Okay, so let me check the event IDs. Let's do it here. So it looks like the events for red. But the red ones are pretty close to the bottom. Yeah, red button's really low. And wait, where's red box? Huh? Wait. Wait. The red is 59, which is after the parallel event. That's why it works. Oh no. Oh no, this is gonna be such a pain to fix. Alright, let's... Okay. Well, I guess let's copy-paste all this, and we'll make a new button. Why is this still event ID number 5? Why is it still event 5? Huh? It doesn't make any sense. Why? I'm trying to make a new event. Okay, well, if I just make event 5 just to fill the void. Okay, there we go. Now it's at 67. Okay, so I think this might actually be able to fix it. Brian, crossing her fingers that this fixes the bug. So we're gonna go down to the switches. Gonna grab blue, and if self-switch A is pressed, then it will change the graphic to... There we go, press down, switch. So, if this works... Oh, wait, hold on. Now, one more thing I have to do to double-check if this is gonna work. I need to reassign the position of the blue button. Try to copy the... Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good idea, because that'll save a lot of time. Copy event page, and paste event page. Call this puzzle check. Alright, let's see if there's any events before this that are the boxes, because I hope... Okay, so blue box for some reason is still in front of it. Okay, so let's go to blue box, and yeah, we'll just make a we'll just copy the event page, and we'll make a new event up here. This will be blue box. Cool. So we are going to have to do a little bit of manual reassigning of variables. We're going to get rid of this puzzle check. Now we got this one. So, okay, so we're going to have to do is go to the blue box stuff and change that, but... Okay, first I'm going to check the yellow one, because this should be working no problem. If this works, you are my savior. Yes, it worked. Okay. So, yeah, it's returning 0 like it should. This button is not being pressed down. So if I push this over, if I push the yellow thing onto the yellow box onto the yellow... I don't know why I'm pointing with my finger, you can't see that. The yellow box onto the yellow switch, then it'll increment it by 1, instead of doing that weird bug it was doing where it just randomly increments for no reason. But I think you have fixed my issue, Monkey King, and I greatly appreciate that. Oh yeah, that just reminded me of something. I kind of meant to do this today, but I entirely forgot, because I've been using this neat little program called Restream, so I can stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. And I want to put a little merged chat on screen, because I have it set up right now so that you can only see the chat of each respective one, which I want to merge them. Yeah, thank you very much for helping me with that, though. That was super helpful. That would probably have taken me ages to figure out why it wasn't working. So yeah, thank you very much for helping me with that one. Okay, so Blue Box X, it's gonna have, it's gotta be all the way down here, Blue Box. Yeah, so I just have to reset a couple of values for things that I put in after the fact. Oh, hey Sam, how's it going? Yeah, this is why I need to merge the chat, because somebody in the YouTube chat now said something. How's it going? Okay, but that is a massive relief to have that working. This is so much easier to work around than this works fine now. Yeah, welcome to the stream, Sam. I've been doing these every Tuesday and Wednesday for about the past month and a half, 2 months, something like that. But this is a Thursday bonus stream because I don't know, I felt motivated. Okay, let's head on over to the last one just to fully ensure that everything is, in fact, functioning as intended. If that is so, then I will be very happy, and I will call today a productive success. This is a massive improvement since I've last seen it all. Hey, and this isn't even anywhere near where it's gonna be. But yes, no, this is substantially better. Ooh, let me show you the battle screen. It looks way nicer. Man, look at that! Look at that! Nice and colorful. You got some life. It's still a little stilted because the assets aren't finished. Like these, you see these little portraits here. These aren't gonna be like still images. These are gonna be like moving, you know, they're gonna be animating, they're gonna be like going back and forth, doing little idols, they'll react when they take damage, they'll have like a little ready up pose for when they're about to attack, they'll like, you know, recoil to taking damage, they'll have like a little dead sprite, so like, probably them as like an angel or something, once they get knocked out, stuff like that. The enemies are gonna be animated too. There's gonna be a lot more work that goes into the animation of the enemies. So, like, they're gonna move too, but they'll also have animations for attacks that should look pretty nice and crunchy. Should have a good sense of impact. Persona inspirations for the GUI. I would know. You could ask my comrade Sebastian, since he's the main art guy. Oops, I didn't make that work. Oh, I made the new button wrong. There we go. Cool. Yeah, so we're in a pretty good spot with all this, I think. Should be at... No, wait. Why did that not get incremented? Uh-oh. I've made a new bug. If blue box X and blue button... Oh. Blue button. I think I have to do a little bit more variable reassignment. Oh, yeah, whoops. I forgot to set the blue button, because I changed a couple of things around. There we go. So now we should be... Oop, wrong one. Now, everything should be all in order. And this is good. I think the goal has been, as you can see in my little... there it is. My little goal box down there. My main objective for the time being was to finish what I'm calling this exploration prototype, which is just this area of the game that I'm currently in, and just finish it, and... Oh, it still didn't work. Finish it, make sure it works, test it, is it fun, and then, you know, simple. And I'm pretty close to being completed with this prototype. Which is good. Feels nice. I'm in a pretty good spot. Okay, are there any other variables that need fixing? Because this one's now being a little wonky, which I'm not a fan of. Are there any, like, repeat things that are being weird? I mean, the order of things is kind of wonky. But at least I know how to fix a couple of these things for the future. Oh, okay, that's weird. The green button's values aren't correct now. Huh. Okay, so what it should be is green button X should equal the map X of green button. Oh, that's right. It doesn't matter. Because these are for, like, checking the variables that make all of the different buttons work. But the reason the green button that variables are all wonky is because I don't actually have a green button here. It's in a different room. Okay, so... For some reason the blue one's still not quite wanting to work with me. I might just sort of have to manually remake that again. But it should be fine since everything else is working now, so it'll probably just be a simple matter of, like, just redoing it. Which is tedious, but whatever. As long as it is fully functional, that is my main priority for today, is just making sure that everything works, so I don't have to keep tearing my hair out over this. Huzzah! Okay, perfect. So that's a pretty good spot. Let me think of what else I need to get done. because I've got a system set up in place to ensure, to like count how many times that the player gets hit, and it gives them with a reward, a greater reward depending on fewer times, like the fewer they get hit, the greater the reward. I've got a bunch of enemy patterns in place. I've got a basic puzzle in place. Pretty much everything is functional. A couple of minor bugs here and there that I'll have to still sort out, but everything is pretty close to being done. I think the only thing I need to finish up now, content-wise, for this prototype to be done and dusted is the puzzle for the storage shed, which is right up here in this little corner. Because everything else is in a pretty good state. Oh wait, no, that's right. I still need to finish up the mini-boss for this corner, too. Okay, we'll do this. So, my idea for this is that, obviously this is just a placeholder graphic. And we're gonna copy this event page. Actually, we're just gonna delete all this, we don't need it. We're gonna have this, and it's, the idea for this area is that you're gonna go up to what looks to be like just an ordinary rock, sitting in like this area. But then, you solve the puzzle in that section, and you press the switch to get into the tower, and then the rock wakes up, turning out to be some dude who was just sleeping on the job, and then he gets mad at you for pressing the switch that he was guarding. And you get a little mini-boss. So let's say you expect it, you inspect it, and it's like, huh, looks like a strange rock. How peculiar. And we're gonna make the word peculiar shake and give it a different color, because now it's all interesting. Yeah. So that's what happens if you do it before you solve the puzzle. We'll also set a special switch here. Multi-use, yeah. I've got multi-use as just sort of a general use, little control thing I can use to set things when I need them to. So we'll set something right here, and it'll be below characters, and if the player touches it while multi-use is active, then it'll set up this little event. Maybe it's a little hard to picture without sort of seeing it, so I'll get it set up and you can see what I mean. We're going to set this to Rock Guy. And once the button is... So it shouldn't do anything until the button is pressed. But if you do that afterwards, so multi-use switch is activated, you'll see like a voice being like, hey, I was guarding that switch, you know, and we'll make it larger and shake. And it'll be like, get over here, punk. And then he'll go bop, bop. Where is it? It's a movement route. For Rock Guy, he'll go right, down, and then down. Yep. And then it'll trigger a little battle. I'm just gonna make him a little faster so he doesn't just shamble and amble. Wait, where did my event? Oh, I'm done. So he'll move right and then down, and then it will run a battle with the guy. Let's go with mini-boss. Pre-made battle I could just use for this purpose, which is, you know, convenient. So you fight the mini-boss, and then he's like, ow, ow, ouch, owies, ow. And then set move route for... Oh, I don't know if this is obvious, but that dialogue's not final. That's gonna be actually, like, written to be, like, you know, not just completely moronic. And then he's gonna jump, like, negative 30x. Dialogue 100. Hey, it's I have been doing a lot of writing this week. It's coming along pretty good. I'm feeling like I'm starting to understand the characters a lot better. Like I'm figuring it out. Huh, looks like a strange rock. How peculiar. It's certainly not 100% yet, but it'll definitely be better than that. There we go. Wait. I forgot the switch doesn't work. Shoot. Okay, well, fine. Fine, we're gonna fix the switch. We're gonna make this work. Okay, so blue box X, blue button X, blue box Y, blue button Y. And this is blue button. And this is blue box. 67 and 68. So I've got the puzzle manager right here. And it looks like blue box and blue button should be getting updated properly. Is it the right blue box? Sure looks like the right blue box. Yeah, I don't know why that's not working, actually. I tell you, I'm not a fan of that. Okay, well, I wanted to test this little mini-boss guy, but now I gotta fix a bug again. Stupid video games always breaking and not working, and shattering and breaking and not working. Stupid video games. Alright, I'm gonna get another swig of water. Okay, so what's supposed to happen is that there's an event, a manager, that is constantly checking the X and Y values of both the blue box there and the blue switch. So it should be constantly checking to see if those two are aligned. Well, it's constantly updating those variables. And then this switch right here is constantly checking itself to see if it's overlapping with the box. Something in that equation's going wrong. So let me check my variable manager here. Yeah, okay, so if everything is correct, yeah, okay, so right here you can see that blue box X is 33, and blue button X is 33, and blue button Y is 22, while blue box Y is also 22. So from just these four values here, it looks like they're overlapping. So it's got to be something wrong here. Oh, I'm very dumb. I'm the dumbest man on Earth. I had it set to action button, so it would only activate if you pressed it, which you can't do because it's below you. So what I had to do is I have to change it to this, parallel process. What that means is that it'll now constantly check to see if it's being overlapped, rather than what it was doing, where it was just, it would only check to see if it was being overlapped if you pressed the button manually, like by walking on top of it and then pressing A. Okay, that was simple. That was an easy fix. So if I did everything right, then yeah, then this guy's gonna run on down and attack. Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, so what he's supposed to do is run down in front of you, but he gets blocked by my little people following me, so it didn't work at all. Okay, so we're gonna remove it so that he doesn't have to wait. And we're gonna have him wait for like 30 frames, and then it'll fight him. Oops, I accidentally canceled that. Oh, okay, no, it still saved it, cool. Okay, so let's, okay. What we're gonna do is push this over, and then shift. Pop. And then you go down here, and then he's like, then he gets mad at you. And you fight him. Cool. And you're in a little mini-boss. Hey, you know what? I haven't done any combat tests in a while. Let's run this. Let's run the battle. So, Dorbo's gonna go... He's gonna get charged up for a big move. One of the key elements of the combat system is that there is a three-way color element triangle. So... You can see it right up here in this little like reference sheet in the corner, where if your character is set to blue, they do more damage against characters who are red, who does more damage against yellow, who does more damage against blue. You also take less damage from the person that you're strong against. And you can tell that he's yellow because the little yellow symbol above his head, which, once again, we're going to make more pronounced as we go along, and once we have that asset in place. And you can tell what color your characters are, your playable characters, by the name of their little name tag here. Like, it's blue, red, yellow, because that's what they start out as, but you can change it through skills that will then shift it over, which I will demonstrate here. So, Dorbo, actually no, Frumble. He's going to use his charge machine, which lets him enter a state where he'll do a real powerful move. And Grimblina, here on the right side, she's got a move called Warning that she can use to change people's elements. So red is effective against yellow, but yellow is good against blue. So what we'd want to do is take somebody who's weak against yellow, aka Dwarbo, and change him to be red so that he's strong against the yellow guy. Simple. So what we do is use Warning, red, Dwarbo. So now Dwarbo is red. You can change it with the name tag changes. And now you can see the little lightning bolt down here, which shows that he's fully charged up and ready to go. So he goes for a big swing. We're gonna go for an attack. We're going to use a little charge move just to gain a little bit of energy. We're gonna go for a defense debuff for a little bit, just so we can ensure that we deal a good handful of damage, get a good couple of damage values. Sorry, one sec. Okay. So, we're gonna keep fighting this guy. Should be able to use some pretty big moves to get off a lot of damage. And we're gonna use this little move here to check... Okay, so he's got 798 health left. You can use to, calculate ideally about how long the rest of it'll take. I also need to fix the damage numbers, because they're way too low for them to be readable most of the time. But that's a separate issue. You can still see them up here, but it's not nearly as fun as when it's way more fun to hit the dude, and then you get to see the big damage numbers sprawling all over the place. It's like, that's way more fun. Okay, so Frumble's going to charge up his Coolness Meter, which is another mechanic that's very, very important to the game. You can tell what their coolness is also by looking at the nameplate, as it fills up over time. Like you can see, yeah, look at that, it's filling up. Okay, so he's gonna use Cool Think. Okay, so Frumble's almost got his cool meter fully ready. So we're about ready for a big move. Let's see how much health he has left. Should be getting kind of low. So he might kill him before that happens. 227. Okay, so we should be just enough to finish him off. Yeah, so you can see once the coolness gauge is filled up, you get this nice little, spinny symbol behind the name. And he'll use From Blast. Oops. Which is his signature move. Yeah, I want to figure out how to stop that weird fade-out thing from happening. I don't know what causes it, but it's kind of strange. There we go. Cool. And you get this nice little mini-boss, and then he zooms away. Uh-oh. So that's also an issue that I definitely did not factor in to my back hurts. I did not factor, is I forgot to do this. Control self-switch A. Self-switch A. So what that means is that it'll run that event where you fight him, and then it won't continuously repeat it. Yeah, he's back. So now it won't, repeatedly happen over and over. So, fixed. Easy peasy. Good fix. Solid fix. Okay, so we've got that in place now. Let's see. Okay, so it is 3:07. I've got a meeting with my team at 4. So, probably don't got too much longer before I gotta hop on there. Let me see. Let me think if there's anything else that I want to get done today. Could try to do the puzzle. Could just stop procrastinating and try working on the puzzle a little bit more to see if I can't make it something a little bit more interesting than how it currently stands. It's kind of tricky. It's kind of hard. Yeah. So to explain to those who were not here earlier, the idea is that for this room, all you got to do is hit the green switch. You know, right here. Nice and easy. It's just a touch convoluted at the moment, because... Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out how to make it work, because all you have to do is stand on the button. That's it. And I'm really having a tough time thinking of a good puzzle to put here with these little push blocks, where you gotta push them out of the way, and then you can access the switch. Because puzzles, I realized, are one of my weaker elements when it comes to I just realized my background music playlist stopped. Let me reset that. Did I get to the end of the playlist? No way. I guess I got to the end of the playlist. That was my entire list of like 100-something tracks. Ran out. I'll have to add more to that at some point. Anyways. Okay, so what I want to do is... I don't know if this is giving me so much trouble. Okay. So I think I've got an approach to this that I think could work pretty well. We'll simply cordon things off into slightly smaller pieces. Like we'll do a little bit like this. And we will add a wall here. And we'll have a couple of smaller puzzle-solving, box-pushing bits that lead up to this. So let's say we've got a, let's start with, like, something like this, right? Where you've got, so we'll just add a little more detail to the room. Sure. Maybe even push it over a little bit like that. And we'll take some little assets like this. And we'll fill the middle bit so that becomes impassable, which, you know, this will be like rubble and stuff. Because this is like a little bit of a dilapidated area. So to get through, you gotta go through these little bits to get to the box. I'm just gonna put a bunch of boxes down and see what happens. It's kind of hard for me to meticulously design puzzles, so I think just trial and erroring out a couple things genuinely might be my best solution, at least for now. But if I can get some good feedback on it, once I have like this prototype, I can get some good feedback on individual components. I forgot I put the big doorbell in the other room. There's a reason for that. Wait. Why is this one broken? Oh, it's ID event 4, and this is ID event 3. Make a new event, call this one green button. Paste event page, below characters, parallel process. Yeah, so there's this weird thing where things sort of have to be in a certain order for them to work properly. And I've got this big master event, you know, that, oops, copied the wrong event. I've got a master thing that checks all the variables of stuff. And that has to be the first event, because then, otherwise it can't register everything properly. Which is quite tedious, I must say. So So we're gonna delete that one. We've replaced it with one that's got a later ID number, so now it'll work. We set green button X to map X of green button. Wait, big scrap? Why did it set a big scrap? Green button X. Green button Y, map Y of green button. Cool. So now we should be in the clear. I imagine. Why is this not working now? What did I do? Let's both characters. It's parallel. It's player X and yada yada. Green button. Oh, it said the thing for generic box for some reason. Probably clicked on the wrong one. Okay, now it should be green button. Now I'm slipping out of my chair. Let me get myself back up to sorts. Now it should work. And if it doesn't, I'm gonna do something. Probably nothing, but I'm gonna be really annoyed if it doesn't. But no use continuing to complain, because clearly it works. Okay, so we got a couple boxes in. But this is kind of boring. I don't really know how to fix. I'm just gonna put a bunch of boxes in. Nobody can stop me. You can't, not even you. Nobody can stop me. Look at this. This is a masterfully designed puzzle. It is intricate and complex. It's probably gonna take me 4 seconds to complete. Man, that was not even a puzzle. That does not qualify. That was too easy. That was kind of lame. I didn't like that. See, this is my problem, is that I have such a difficult time coming up with good puzzles, and then I try to, like, reverse engineer a puzzle and try to really think through it, and then it sucks. And then I try to organically make a puzzle without putting too much thought into it, and then it also sucks. Because puzzles are stupid. Or at the very least, I'm bad at making them, which seems like the much more reasonable assertion to make. Alright, new solution to the problem. There's just not enough boxes, quite frankly. There just needs to be more boxes. The more boxes there are, the better your puzzle is, don't you know? No, too easy. Not enough boxes. We need more. More boxes. There can never be enough. Uh-oh. Wait, no, we're good. We're good. I did it. That was actually not actually that bad of a puzzle. That was not terrible. Now here's an issue that I foresee. And I did that on purpose, because you might notice a problem. You can't push boxes that are 2 stacks, that are stacked like that, right? Well, prove I've gotten myself out of it, so I guess it's not as bad as I thought. But I feel like it's going to be more than possible to soft lock yourself in a couple of instances, and I would really, really like to avoid that if at all possible. Let me see if there's anything else I can do to deliberately soft lock myself at this point. Okay, we're gonna retry this. I'm gonna try to get myself stuck. Even if I don't, I think I'm gonna set up a force reset button. I think what I'll do is I'll set like a spawn position for a map, and it's probably gonna be a big pain to work around, but I kind of need a way to, like, a quick reset to a puzzle. Like, get a way to do that. I don't know. It's gonna be really annoying to get it working, but it's probably essential. You'll have to, like... To make, like, a manual reset button for, like, if you get soft locked to let you reset the map, you'd have to individually code something for how it works in every single map. And, like, let's say there's a specific event tile that you're supposed to walk over, you'd have to, like, then disallow them from using that button. So you have to control when and when it turns on or off, and you have to control, like, what's their spawn coordinates for when it resets. It kind of just seems like a huge headache, but it's probably all going to be essential, so... No use really complaining about it, I guess. Maybe you need to think outside the box is. Haha, very clever, Sam. I bet nobody's ever made that joke before, not even one time. Okay, how do I soft block myself really badly? I do not want to be able to succeed. Oh, is this it? I think I just soft locked myself. Well, and yeah, okay, now there's nothing I can do. There we go. Wait. I didn't soft block myself correctly. Okay, well maybe I'm a little overly nervous, but like, I still feel like the potential of getting soft locked is too ding-dang high to ignore. Like, there's just a lot of boxes here. There's gotta be at least one way somebody could royally screw themselves over. Like, there's no way that that's not a possibility. I don't know how, but there's gotta be a way. And with that, I'm gonna add... Open my Steam again. I'm gonna add a little note to my task list, which is something I have. A little list of things that I need to get done. And I'm gonna add... reset button. Because it's probably going to be essential. Well, this week's goal was to get this exploration prototype completed. And I'm gonna say, I think it's pretty much completed. So what we're gonna do is, I'm just gonna give it one last good run through. And then I'll probably call it there for today, because I have my meeting coming up very soon. Let's just give this a little test drive. I'll probably export it and try to get some feedback on it, maybe. And probably tomorrow, I want a little bit of time to work out some extra... Oops, I ran directly into an enemy. Oh, that's right. It's not fully completed yet. I still need to give these basic enemies a bit more intrigue to work with. Although, I did already make, like, a regular enemy that's not half bad. I just copy-paste the coding for that one. Oop, got hit again. I'm not gonna get this bonus, am I? Cool. Yeah, getting hit makes those puzzles a lot easier. These puzzles and dodging sequences a lot easier, but then you're not getting the cool rewards. Oh yeah, I forgot to put a little teleporter in here. I can delete that as well. I don't really need that, mostly since it was just for debug purposes. Ooh. I can't think of any other games, ever, that have used... Okay. I can't think of any other games that have used a system like this, where... Like, you've got your... You know, most RPGs you have, like, your little party following after you. And I can't really think of any other ones, where... Like, the person in the back can get, like, hit by an enemy. Although I suppose... Having an RPG like this, where it's got, like, Frogger-esque, like, exploration and enemy dodging, I don't think that's really been done much before either. Ooh, I made a mistake. So I think this'll give CoolZone a pretty unique feel to it. Ooh, I got hit. I'm definitely not getting that bonus. I already get it 3 times, and you gotta get it less. You gotta get it 3 or less times to get that bonus. So, as long as I don't get hit another time, then I get the bonus still. Okay, now I'm very glad that I did this, though. because this is sort of reinforcing to me that I feel like CoolZone has both a pretty unique sense of style and of gameplay, because I think this is pretty unique. This feels pretty out there for an RPG Maker game, and that makes me very excited. One of my biggest things that I strive to do when it comes to game development, but also just art in general, is I really like having something that sticks out from the crowd that feels pretty uniquely mine. You know? And obviously this isn't just my project, this is something that I'm working on with a good couple other people. But this is, you know, this is my baby, this is my passion project. Oh, I forgot to make... There's supposed to be a little passageway back there that I accidentally made inaccessible, so I'll test that. That's another thing to work out. But I think what I've got going on right now, in terms of the combat, in terms of the exploration, in terms of the tone, the writing, the visual personality, all of that, I think is pretty darn distinctive compared to a lot of other things that are out there on the market. Not to discredit any other like really talented RPG makers. But I think CoolZone, once it's all said and done, we're gonna have a really standout product here. Fingers crossed, right? But that's, I don't know, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling confident. There are many times when I tend to question whether or not the ideas that I have are going to be good or not, which I think is natural and healthy to a certain extent when you're making video games. You know, I don't think any decision should be made rashly without giving the proper consideration. Oops, I forgot to fix that puzzle. I left those dudes stuck in a wall. You know, a lot of things to consider, but I feel like where I am right now is a pretty good spot to be in. All in all. So let's conclude the test of this area by heading up to the last section. And I want to get all the bonus collectible stuff too. Okay. Honestly, I'm really surprised how... I'm surprised how well this feels like this is really coming together. Like, there's so much work that needs to be done, but I feel like I'm really settling in on a solid, firm direction as to where I want things to go. It just feels very comforting. It's really nice to... It's good. I'm happy. I feel like I'm just repeating myself a lot. Gotta go, keep up the great work. Hey, thank you, Monkey King. Appreciate you stopping by. And thank you again for your very helpful advice earlier today. That was indispensable. Okay, so we're gonna... whatever. I don't really feel like fighting this guy right now. Yeah, we've pretty much proven that everything is working as is intended. Cool. Oh, hey Dakota, welcome. Made it to the promised land. Well, I do hate to say, this is nearing the end of the stream for today. Because I have a meeting pretty soon. Yeah. I mean, it's been like a 2.5 hour stream so far, so it'll be nearing 3 hours by the time I'm done, which is good. Good hearty stream. Okay, so I'm gonna put in one last obstacle right here because this is a little tutorial segment I made. And there's a really important mechanic that I've really gotten used to at this point. I'm calling it doubling, and I'll show what I mean in just a second. But it's pretty intrinsic, so I think it's important to put in the tutorial. So this is going to be like a little thing that says, you beat the tutorial, good job. and then it will transfer the player to the base, so then they can do the test for they can play the rest of the little prototype. So what we're gonna do is get this set up, and yeah, so this is perfect actually. So how doubling as a technique works is that you need to hide in this little space, but it's only 2 wide. You've got you and your 2 followers are going to be add up to being about 3 wide. So what you have to do is sort of double back on yourself, and what you'll do is condense yourself from, instead of being 3 wide to 2 wide. So it allows you to compress yourself a little bit. I think it's a fun little technique that makes things kind of interesting to work with. So I'm not gonna teleport the player back too far. This guy will just send you right back here, because this is probably gonna be a little bit tricky to figure out without much express tutorialization. Because I really, really would like to have a tutorial that doesn't bombard you with like just text boxes. I think it's way more fun when a player can figure that sort of thing out for themselves. So even if it's something weird like that doubling technique, I think I'd rather have the player be able to experiment and figure it out on their own. So go up, up. Right. No. Left. He probably needs to be kind of fast. I'm just thinking if there's a way to, like, really enforce the doubling technique usage. Oh, no, okay. I think I have an idea. Okay, I've got a concept. Yeah, like, you could just run straight through this. You don't even really need to double. Which is the point of this tutorial. It's to teach him how to use doubling. So what if instead we do a little something like this? So they have to, like, double up in between. But yeah, there you go. So now it's a thinner space, so they gotta double up in between. Oh, perfect. We can even... Here, we'll extend this down even a little bit further. Yeah, okay, this is actually going to work out perfectly. So this will force the player to really wedge themselves into this little gap, which is exactly what I want. So this guy will just go up, down, and he'll wait like a full second in between. I don't want it to be too tough. Oh, why did that guy immediately run into a wall? Oh, I didn't change his code. His move route. Oops. He's just gonna go up, down, and be like 30 frames in between, so about half a second. That feels like a pretty reasonable amount. I did give this little tutorial section to my dad the other day, and he figured it out. He didn't really have any issues, which is very good to see. Ooh, okay, so that's an issue. You could just sprint on through. It went pretty good. It sort of reinforced one of the small decisions I made that I quite liked, which is right here. You can see that this is the tutorial on pushing boxes and stuff. And you're presented pretty straightforwardly with a red box and a blue box and a red button, blue button. Simple. So your first instinct is probably going to be to do this, right? But that's wrong. Wrong colors. So if you stop to pay attention, then you can switch it. And it took him a second to figure it out, but he got it. And he was like, there was a small sense of satisfaction upon figuring that out. And then it teaches like this, where you have this mechanic where you can push the boxes in front of enemies to stop them, and then like a little basic introduction to dodging stuff. I feel like the only thing that you should expressly tell the player most of the time is either if it's just simply kind of complicated and like really hard to understand, if it's like due to stats and stuff, like number stuff, you should probably just tell the player in like a text box. But something like this where it's more action based, I feel like you should really leave that amount of agency up to the player to figure out on their own. It's a lot more fun and satisfying that way. Like even for something like that, which is really just a basic fundamental game mechanic that's going to be going on, throughout the rest of the game. He had like this little bit of satisfaction from figuring that out. And that's kind of the feeling that I want to tap into. This that's like one of the key mission statements of CoolZone, is that it's a game that is really reliant on exploration, of not just moving through the area, but also of the different game mechanics. You know, it's not about just what's the word? Words fail me. It's not just about giving you a straightforward challenge and then you do the challenge. Sometimes it can be about figuring out how the rules of the challenge work by experimentation, so that you figure out the rules on your own by experimenting, and then you understand that and then can take it on, rather than me telling you what the rules are and then you go from there. Like, you figure out the rules. If that makes sense. Yeah, okay. That's a good little test. That's a good experiment, I think, to... Because I don't think there's any way to get through this without doubling. Amazing doubling. But I have an idea. I don't... Maybe I'll have, like, a little bit of a hint sign or something. We'll see if that gives people problems. Because, like I said, like I was just saying, like, rambling on about, I don't want to overly tutorialize anything. Oh, this does bring on to another issue that I've been thinking through. You see these little patterns that show how the enemy's gonna move. And I'm thinking in the finalized graphics, it'll be more like, instead of it being like a bright pink pathway that the characters are walking across, it'll instead be something like worn down grass. You know, it's just like, that's where an enemy's walking a lot. It sort of forms a pathway. Something a little more naturalistic like that. But I'm thinking about foregoing that entirely. Because with these, you sort of can automatically see the pattern, but if it's just blue, then what you've got is instead, you have to figure out the pattern by observing it, and then get through it, rather than this, where it's a lot easier to figure out the pattern. And I think I'm leaning towards getting rid of these, so that instead the player has to figure out the pattern on their own, and then work around it. I think that just seems more satisfying. It could make things a bit more unpredictable in a negative way, because I could certainly picture a scenario where a player could get kind of blindsided by like one of these paths, like they couldn't see the path, so they don't entirely know, and maybe there's like a bit of the path that the enemy takes that's obscured off of the camera, and it would be really annoying to get hit by something that you just didn't even have a chance to see. So I really want to avoid that. But I think that would be more of a case-by-case basis, and probably not a huge issue overall, at least not for the grander concerns of what we're doing here. First, surprised I still got this much water left. I was super thirsty during streams because I'm talking all the ding-dang stinking time. Yeah, I think not showing a clear path would be a lot better. I think blindside isn't totally unfair. They're being right. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. But there could be something like this, which is more so what I'm concerned about here, where the path is partially obscured by the camera, because it's a little bit further off the beaten path. So that I could foresee that causing some issues. Actually, maybe I'll do this. And we're gonna copy this, and we're gonna paste this, and we're gonna call this base width pads. This will just be like a little backup for us to have. So in case I ever need to come back and get these for reference, then I will have that on standby. Man, I've done a lot of work this week. I'm gonna be real upset if, oh, I forgot to move these guys back into place. I'd be very, very upset if any of the hard drive shenanigans go on, because some of you guys here know, well, the people that I know who are in chat, but I was working on a game for quite some time, and then I lost all of the progress due to a hard drive demise. That's not going to happen to a dramatic extent anymore, because whenever I'm working on something like this, I do backups of it every single week. At least everything that's changed, so I can go back to my older backups and then get stuff from there if I need them. So I'll never have that dramatic of a loss of progress of any project ever again. I'm not gonna let that happen anymore. But I'm still, I think it sort of drilled the idea into my head that my hard drive could crap out at any time, and then I gotta lose all my progress, which would be extremely infuriating. Aha. Something else that I need to do. So I'm gonna. I put a lot of detail into the tree here. Well, a lot of detail. I put some lines on the tree. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to remove them. For one simple reason, and it's because I kind of forgot about how I made this. So I have to have like a certain tile set that's like you can walk behind it, which will not be a problem when, because like there's supposed to be a little secret hidden passageway right behind this. That's how you access this hidden bunker. It's like, you know, it's a tree. You could walk behind it. This is just obscuring the camera. You know, it's not. I don't think it's not too out there. But the idea with that is, oh man, it looks so much more flat now. Oh well, it's got it. This isn't what the final thing is gonna look like, so I don't really need to worry about the visuals. But for some reason, it bothers me. Yeah, so I use this. It looks identical, but I've set it to have different properties, so we should be able to walk behind it. Although, let me set this one too. So now you should be able to just cleanly walk behind this. Yep, cool. That's what I was trying to do. Ooh, we can see their heads. We don't want to be able to see their heads. So, okay. No, I know what I did wrong. Cool. I just accidentally made that bit walkable when it should not be walkable. Oh yeah, now we're in the little bunker. Cool. Well, everything's good and accessible at this point. Look at that little the Frumble sprite down there as he's just staring straight downwards. Oh yeah, the Dorbo sprite. I don't think I mentioned it explicitly, but the Dorbo sprite got a nice looking update. Looking a lot nicer now. Although the previous one wasn't bad. This is just better. Okay, so we got that. What else do I want to do? Oh, okay. No, I remember something else I forgot to do. What I have it set up to is that it plays... Yeah, this guy is the dude that you fight whenever you get an enemy encounter. We're just going to set it so that you fight this guy, who is a better version of the combat encounter. Who's that? This is just one of the enemies. All I'm doing with this is, it's pretty simple. I just set that enemy that I already made. Because like I had designed that guy for my combat prototype, which is just like a test to see how combat was. And he's like a well-balanced, fun-to-fight enemy. And basically I just copy-pasted that version of the enemy onto this dude. Because it had the same sprite, but his stats-wise for the... There's like an enemy that you'd fight in this area who is just a placeholder. But I've replaced that placeholder enemy with an actual enemy that's like semi-challenging. I mean, not that challenging, he's just a regular enemy. Like, you could still just spam attacks and kill him. But I'm not too concerned if you can just sort of smash A to get through these guys, because they're really supposed to be more of a waste of resources in your time for making the mistake of getting hit rather than anything else. Holy cow, that's a lot of damage. Okay, so maybe he's not, you know, he's not a complete joke. He's still standing after all. But you can wail on him. Although he only hit me once. Oh, that was a big hit. Oh! Man, I keep thinking of things that I forget to do. Okay, so I need to think of two things. So I need to consider Okay, so I need to have a reset button. I need to have... so I need to figure out how I want the player to gain skills, because it doesn't follow a traditional level up system. So skill gain slash level up replacement. So I'm gonna add that to my to-do list. And I also need to... I literally just had it on the tip of my tongue. Forgot what it was. Come on, brain. Stop being stupid. So you get the skills, and then items, that's right. Healing items. Because you're going to find like healing items you can use in combat as well. Which is another thing that I am trying to figure out how I want it to work. Oop, I got it. Okay, well I think that's, yeah, that's pretty good. I've got a good list of everything that I need to get done. Everything here is pretty much functional, at least as far as my testing showed. You can get behind the tree, you can control the game, it teaches you how to double in the tutorial. You've got a kind of okay puzzle, and a really bad puzzle. You've got some good dodging. I think that this is turning up pretty solidly, and I'm happy to say that, because I've had many of my concerns. I'm just going to add an option to teleport to the combat guy, because I want that to be an option. So I have my combat prototype and my exploration prototype sort of in the same thing. So we'll show choices. Just yes or no. Work to the combat prototype. Yes or no? When yes, transfer player to the combat prototype. And inside of the combat prototype, we will add warp to the exploration prototype. Cool. And we will start at the player in the tutorial room. I mentioned this the other day, but I really like the idea that I have for how I'm going to implement the tutorial segments, because Grimblina there, the yellow one, she's got a like a notebook that she carries with her, and she'll be like, "Oh, you guys want to before we like start our adventure, you guys want to like review our notes." And then this room where the tutorial takes place will be like all sketchy, and we'll probably have like outlined versions of the characters, like with construction lines on them. So like they'll have little circles and stuff for where their heads will be, and like lines for where their eyes are and stuff. So they'll basically just be sketchy versions of themselves. Which I think will be really fun and a good way to give it some more personality. Anyways, so now we're here in this one, and then we can warp to the combat prototype. Cool, where you can see Sebastian's testing with some visuals and stuff. Not quite finished, but it's looking pretty promising. Okay, well I've got my meeting in 15 minutes. Today was pretty productive. I'm glad you like it. It's certainly a step in the right direction. There's just a lot of things to refine. The biggest thing we were talking about is making sure the styles match. Like the character sprites here look pretty different from these, so he's sort of researching into like Yoshi's Island sprites and seeing how they do it. It's like to create a watercolory pixel sprite look, which should be super unique and really, really cool once he's got it going further. Well, that was a very productive day. I feel very good about that. Wasn't even planning on streaming today, but it was. Oh, hello, Mopsicus. Unfortunately, you arrived at the right at the end of today's stream. But before we conclude, let us go through everything that we have... Oops, I closed RPG Maker. Before I conclude today, let me once more go through everything that we got done. I added a bit to the tutorial. So now it's a little bit more fleshed out. It gives you a bit of a deeper understanding of some of the various mechanics. We've got the tree base section. This is a little bit more fleshed out now. I've removed the pathways, so you can't tell as easily how the enemies are gonna move, how they're gonna shuck and jive. I made everything function, so the game actually works now, which is ideal. I made a puzzle for this section here. I made this whole little bunker segment, which is pretty fun, I think. And I think... Oh, I implemented the enemies in place as well. So today was extremely productive. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Feeling good about that. I kind of don't want to end stream because I'm still feeling like really... I feel very good right now. Like, I feel very productive. Like, I want to just kind of keep working, which is such a... It's a really, like, rare mindset when I'm, like, not just want to work, but I, like, really just want to do nothing but work on it. Looking rad. Hey, thank you very much, Dakota. But, like, I don't know. I'm just in this mindset right now. I just, like, really, really feel motivated. And it's very exciting. It's fun. I want to, like, hold on to the feeling and, you know, use it while I've got it to just do as much as I possibly can. This is when I get mad progress done. Actually, I guess because I still have some time before the meeting, so I could solicit some opinions on matters of development. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. So for a lot of people who don't tend to like RPGs, one of the major turnoffs can oftentimes be something like random encounters. Random encounters can be a really big detriment for people's enjoyment factor. Yeah, so that's a big one, which we don't have. We're avoiding that. Battles can be tedious, which is something we're really, really avoiding by having, one, a lot of variety in both dodging stuff, puzzle solving, and then focusing the majority of your combat encounters on boss fights. I think that could really help keep tedium to a minimum, especially since you're encouraged to avoid fighting enemies. And there's an explicit way to, you know, random encounters can still exist, but I think guarantee escape would be nice. I would agree with that, yeah. I mean, I love a lot of stupid, like, old RPGs. Like, I've played, like, the old SMT games, which have... Yo, Godzilla's in Fall Guys! Yeah, where I think random encounters are in a lot of games that I enjoy, like old SMT games. But it's certainly a turnoff for a lot of players. Which is one reason I'm trying to avoid using them. But yes, having guaranteed escape is I'd say pretty essential for most cases if it's going to be random encounters. Otherwise, that could be super, super annoying. Which, well, from some of the games I've played, it can be. Dragon Quest II? Don't play Dragon Quest II. Dragon Quest II is so annoying. It's, like, stupid hard, and the encounter rate's stupid high, and you can, like, barely run away half the time, and you gotta grind for 400 million years. It's not good. Dragon Quest III, on the other hand, that one's pretty good. Anyways, so, we're avoiding random encounters. We're having combat encounters that force you to change up your strategies, because they'll function pretty differently, and they'll do things that'll really screw over your plans. Like, you're setting up for a big attack, but then all of a sudden the bad guy hits you with like 14 status ailments, and you gotta figure out how to try to deal with this in time before he does his next big move. Oh, that also reminds me of something else. I had a really, really, really bad bug for one of the combat things. Fix combat double bug. Where the way I've got the boss fights and combat encounters and stuff set up is that what they'll do is, once they hit like a certain health threshold, then they'll perform a big attack. Well, let's say bosses. It's for the one boss I've got set up. So once you get him under a certain health bar, he'll do like a move that'll set you up for another move. But the problem is that once his health gets under that health bar, under that health amount, he'll attack you immediately. Like, he'll instantly attack you straight off the bat, which is really, really annoying. Because what that means is that he can, like... What'll happen is that you'll attack him, his health bar will go under the threshold, he'll attack you, and then it's still his turn, and then he'll attack you again. So when one of my fellow developers was testing out the combat prototype I had made, he fought one of the boss fights, and then the boss went under a certain health percentage, and then happened to use his 2 strongest moves back to back. So he instantly went bam bam and killed him like near instantly. Everybody was like a little bit above half health, but the entire party got wiped out in 1 turn because he just got really, really unlucky, and I don't want that to happen for obvious reasons. But it is a tricky thing to do. Okay, so let me think. Is there anything else that I need to refine, to tweak, to improve for next time? Because like I said, I'm feeling very motivated. I might even stream tomorrow. I usually only stream twice a week, but this might be a streaming week, streaming bonanza. I think I'm pretty good. I don't know. I feel like we're in a good spot. And I got my whole checklist here, my little list of things that make a game, that make specifically this sort of design fun. We've got any challenge has 2 steps, clear indicator of goal, element of surprise, interesting secrets, iteration on puzzles. And I think we have all of those checked off. Can't help you with that. I'm just the hype man. Well, you're doing your job admirably, Dakota. I appreciate you being there to provide hype. Ah, shoot, I'm out of water. Well, I think that is enough stalling. I've got my meeting in 5 minutes, literally, so I must depart, unfortunately. Today was a really fun one. Had a good number of viewers coming in and out. That was pretty nice to see. Most of these streams are usually kind of on the deader side, so it was really fun having some people pop in more often. Had a lot of good engagement in chat. Had some good help from chat even. So, thank everybody so much for tuning in today. Yeah, have an excellent rest of your day. Maybe tune in for tomorrow's stream, for feeling up to doing yet another stream this week, but we'll see. Alright, have a good one.